our Vinyasa class, and we're flowing towards a peak pose, which in this case is crow pose. If you don't know what crow pose is, that's okay. I will lead us there. So every posture along the way is working us towards that peak, which is our crow pose. You don't need any equipment other than a mat for this class. If you like to listen to music, please go ahead and get that started. Otherwise, let your breath be the music that guides you through class. Join me down on the mat in a child's pose. So bring your big toes together to touch, knees wide. Sit your hips back onto your heels, reach your fingertips forward, and bring your forehead down to the mat. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths together. Nice deep inhale through the nose. Fill up the body. Let the back ribs expand. And an open mouth, exhale. Let go. Again, deeper, fuller inhale through the nose. Drag the breath down into the bottom lobes of the lungs. And a powerful open mouth exhale, empty out, let go. Again, one more, deepest, slowest, fullest inhale yet, creating as much space as you can in your body. And then the most powerful open mouth exhale, letting go of whatever is not going to serve you on the mat for this practice today. If Ujjayi breath is in your practice, go ahead and seal your lips closed and continue to take those nice, slow, expansive inhales through the nose, filling up completely. And with a slight constriction in the back of your throat, we're going to continue to exhale powerfully, but through the nose, creating a slight oceanic-like sound with each exhale. On your next inhale, come up to a tabletop, getting ready for cat-cow. So stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Pull your belly button back in and up. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly, lift your gaze. And exhale, cat, tuck, round, and curl. Press shins, tops of the feet into the mat as you pull your belly button back towards your spine, opening the upper back. Inhale, cow, opening the chest as you tuck your shoulder blades down and back into their sockets and lift your bum. Exhale, cat, maybe press your shins even more into the mat as you tuck your chin in towards your chest. Inhale, cow. And let's flow 2 more times with your own breath, using the entire exhale to come into cat and the entire inhale to come into cow. So this spinal articulation is so good for spinal health. It's good for your low back. It's good for if you've been sitting all day. And it's just good all around. All right, coming back into our tabletop for spinal balance. So go ahead and inhale, extend your right arm and your left leg. Take any arch or dip out of your low back. And exhale, tuck, round, and curl, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen, press through the back heel, firm up the back leg. And exhale, tuck, round, and curl. 3 more. Inhale, lengthen, doing your best not to wobble side to side. Exhale, tuck, round, and curl. So that's called anti-rotation here. And this tuck, round, and curl movement is something we're going to visit again in our class. And it's very important for our crow pose, which is an arm balance if you're not sure what crow pose is. Last one, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, palm to the mat, hip or knee back under the hip. Other side, inhale, extend the left arm and the right leg. Press through the right heel, flex the toes back toward the knee, hug both outer hips in, and exhale, tuck, round, and curl. Inhale, so as strong as you can make that back leg, that's what helps our balance. That's what helps us not to rotate and wobble side to side. So think about your cat pose as you draw that knee and elbow in together, rounding through the upper back. Inhale, lengthen, 2 more. Exhale, tuck, round, and curl, firing up that core. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, last one. Exhale, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, tabletop. Go ahead and tuck your toes. Pull your belly button back towards your spine. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, hover your knees about 2 inches off the mat. Opening the upper back by pressing the palms into the mat. Pull the belly button back towards the spine. Imagine that you're hugging those inner thighs in around a yoga block or a little Pilates ball. Keep breathing. If you need to drop your knees, and then come right back up into it. And on an inhale, slowly lower. Walk your palms out about a palm's distance from where they were. And on your exhale, downward facing dog. Hips back towards heels and then hips up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and take some movement here in this downward facing dog, maybe pedaling out to your feet, taking some deep knee bends to create length in the upper body. And then lifting the backs of your hips up towards that spot behind you where the wall and the ceiling meet. Your heels never have to touch the floor. Your legs never have to be straight. As a matter of fact, we want to focus on creating length from the fingertips to the tailbone. And if we force our legs straight and our heels to the ground, we risk rounding and tugging on the low back, which is not good. On an inhale, gaze forward, and exhale, step your feet behind your hands, forward fold. Again, bending your knees, lifting the backs of your hips. And on an inhale, tuck your tailbone under, hug your buns, Tadasana, mountain pose. Fingertips lift towards the ceiling. Maybe the palms touch. Powerful legs, lifting the kneecaps by squeezing the quads. And exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Hips lengthen back, chest draws forward, crown of the head down towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Again, hip creases pull back, chest lengthens forward. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, high plank, top of a push-up. First time here in class today. Make sure that all 10 fingers are spread nice and wide. Eyes of the elbows are pointing towards the direction of the front of the mat. The elbows pointing back towards the direction of the toes. Give your buns a squeeze. Press through your heels actively to keep your legs engaged. On an inhale, use your toes to shift forward, and exhale, slowly lower with control, pinning the elbows into the side body, brushing against the ribs. Inhale, Cobra Pose, untuck your toes. Press the tops of your legs and your toes into the mat. Pull your palms back, open your collarbones. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pressing up through plank and downward facing dog. We're going to flow that 2 more times. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, hop, float, feet behind hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, hug those shoulder blades down your back towards your back pockets. Fold on your exhale and inhale, root through the feet, squeeze the legs, Tadasana, mountain pose. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, high plank, top of a push-up. Inhale, use your toes to shift forward, and from your knees or toes, exhale, slowly lower. Elbows brush against the side body. Inhale, Cobra Pose, lengthen your chest away from your tailbone. Hug the elbows in towards one another. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, palms on shins or fingertips on the mat. Fold and inhale, rise, Tadasana, mountain pose. Very powerful, not like we're just standing here. All of the muscles in the legs are engaged. And exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to a high plank. This time you can either go all the way down to your belly or join me in a chaturanga. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, bend your elbows. Pin them into the side body and float your chest off the mat. This bend in the elbows is important for our crow pose. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take 2 breath cycles here, perhaps even an open mouth. Exhale. Seal the lips closed and connect back to the Ujjayi breath. Drop your shoulders down away from your ears and draw them out towards your armpits. Inhale, gaze forward, and exhale once again, step your feet behind your hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold, and inhale, rise, chair pose, Katasana. Sit your hips back and low in that imaginary chair. Bring your fingers to your hip creases, tuck your tailbone down, lift your chest. Bring your thumbs to your shoulders, open up your collarbones, and then extend the arms. Hug the inner thighs in towards one another. Find a spot out in front of you where you can focus, not down there. There's nothing down below you that you need. Steady your breath. And forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms. Step back to your high plank, top of a push-up. You can join me for Chaturanga, or you can lower all the way to the mat, focusing on that bend, that shelf we're creating, that 90-degree bend with our elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. You can hold it, or if you'd like to join me for an extra core move, exhale, right knee to right tricep. Squeeze and hug that knee up towards the armpit. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the right foot to the right thumb. Inhale, peel open, simple twist. Right hip tugs back. Turn some circles with your wrist. Stay active in the back left leg. Bring the right hand down to the mat. Spin the back foot flat. And inhale, rise to warrior two. Heel to arch alignment. Sit low. Pressing through the outer right knee. Whew, my breath. I need to take a moment, come back to the breath. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Walk the left fingertips down the left leg, but don't dump down onto the left leg. Stay active in the left side body. And exhale, extended side angle, lengthen forward. Elbow to knee. You can press the knee open a little bit more with the elbow. Again, this elbow connection, the tricep to the leg connection is important for our crow pose. And on an inhale, we're going to take a big open up to star pose. So heels in, toes out, tailbone draws down, chest lifts. Exhale, horse pose, which is a plie squat, knees pressing out. Working towards having your back and the back of your head so flat that you could perhaps even be flat up against a wall here. Bring your thumbs to your inner knees. Take an inhale. And on an exhale, press your right palm into your right knee. Open up as you drop your right shoulder. Gaze towards the left. Inhale, center. And then exhale, press the left palm into the left knee and gaze right. Come back through center. Inhale, big open up to star. Exhale, warrior two. Windmill the palms. Step the right foot back to meet the left. You can go straight to downward facing dog or join me in a vinyasa into chaturanga. Flip to the tops of the feet. Inhale, upward facing dog. Open up your collarbones. Snuggle your shoulder blades down into their sockets. And downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. You can hold the lift, or if you'd like to join me, exhale, shift forward onto your tippy toes. Draw that left knee to the left tricep. Squeeze. Inhale, lengthen the left leg back. And exhale, left foot to left thumb. Peel open, simple twist. Gaze up towards that left thumb, turn some circles with the wrist. Exhale, palm to the mat. And inhale, warrior two. Heel to arch alignment. Shoulders over hips, not leaning forward, not leaning back. Active in the arms, hug the shoulder blades together. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Swim it back. Exhale, lengthen. Extended side angle. Big open up to star pose. So heels in, toes out, and exhale down to your horse or goddess pose. We're gonna bring our palms to heart center, press them into the chest. You can hold here, or if you'd like, lift your right heel, lower it, lift your left heel, lower it, and maybe lift both heels, but continue to press the outer knees out and a nice long flat back. Lower the heels, inhale, star pose, exhale, warrior two. Windmill the palms to frame the front foot, step the foot back, and flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. We're gonna flow that one more time and add on. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, and inhale, Katasana, chair pose. Sit a little bit lower. Exhale, palms to heart center. Revolve, left elbow to the outside of the right leg. Tug the left hip down and back. It tends to want to lift, and drop your hips a little bit lower. Inhale all the way up to stand, Tadasana. And exhale, chair pose, palms to heart center. Revolve, right elbow to left knee. And again, drop the right hip down and pull the knee back in line with the left. You can gaze out towards the left or down, whichever feels better to you. And then inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. And exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, high plank. Directly to downward facing dog, or flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Hold the split dog, or exhale, right knee up towards the right armpit. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, low lunge. Peel open for one breath. Inhale, simple twist. Exhale, palm to the mat. Spin the back foot flat and inhale, rise. Warrior two. Stay for the exhale, squeeze your buns. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, star pose. And exhale, horse squat. Arms out like a T, right arm underneath the left, eagle bind. Pull your elbows out at shoulder height. Inhale the fingertips and the elbows up. And exhale, elbows draw in towards the belly button, rounding through the upper back, creating that important cat shape with the upper body and the core that's so important in our crow pose. Inhale, come back up. Star pose. Exhale, warrior two. Windmill the palms down to the mat on the inside of that right foot. We're going to come into a lizard, hugging that right inner knee to the outer right shoulder. You can hold, or you can walk your palms out a bit and bend your elbows. Exhale, press up. Inhale to bend the elbows. Bring the forearms to the mat. Keep hugging the knee in. Exhale, press up. One more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press up. Walk the palms back underneath the shoulder. Step the right foot back, high plank or downward facing dog, and join me for a vinyasa, if you would like. Inhale, upward facing dog, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, one more side. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot to the left thumb, peel open, simple twist. Inhale. Exhale, palm to the mat, and inhale, rise. Warrior two. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, big open, star pose. Heels in, toes out. Exhale, horse pose, arms out long. This time, left arm underneath the right, pressing the palms and the elbows together. Inhale, fingertips lift, gaze lifts. And exhale, round in the upper back, hollow the belly, pull the elbows in towards the belly button. Continue pressing the outer knees out. Big inhale up to star pose. And exhale, warrior two. Windmill the palms to the inside of the left foot. Pivot up onto the back toes or surrender down to the back knee if that feels better. You're either going to hold this lizard pose, creating a nice opening in the front of the hips, or you're going to come into the tricep press by walking the palms out. Take an inhale, lower the elbows. Keep hugging that left knee in. Exhale, press into the palms. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press. Inhale, walk the palms back. Exhale, foot steps back, chaturanga, or lower all the way to the mat. Your back bend, upward dog, or downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths, and we're gonna walk our feet through and come up into a boat pose, Navasana. So, chest lifts, core is engaged, shins parallel to the mat, pinkies in, thumbs out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, draw the belly button back towards the spine. Inhale, low boat. Exhale, use your core to come back up to boat. Two more. Inhale, low boat. Exhale, back up to boat. Inhale, low boat. And exhale, back up to boat. Go ahead and come all the way back down onto your back. Bring your left elbow and your left knee together. Press them. Inhale, lengthen right arm, right leg. Exhale, bring them to touch. Inhale, lengthen the left arm and the left leg. Bring them back to touch. Inhale, lengthen right side. Exhale, right elbow and right knee together. Inhale, lengthen left. Exhale, left knee and left elbow together. One more time each side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it together. Now we're going to come into a reclined crow pose. So in crow pose, we're going to make this little shelf with the back of our arms. So bend your elbows 90 degrees, and we're going to bring our knees in towards our triceps. And then we're going to curl up and bring our triceps up towards our knees so that we're essentially holding a crow pose here on our back. We're going to be doing this on our hands in just a minute. Lift, squeeze, round the upper back, hold. I am shaking my entire body. Exhale, hug the knees into the chest. Rock side to side. Give a rock and roll the length of your spine 3 times. And meet me in downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. And exhale, step left foot to the outside of the left hand, right foot to the outside of the right hand, coming down into Malasana squat. Palms together at heart center. Extend the left arm long so that the left tricep and the left knee are hugging in towards one another. And open the right arm up. So paying attention to that connection between the tricep and the inner knee. Exhale, right hand down. Forward fold. We're going to take hold of our of our 2 big toes with our peace fingers. And coming into a wide forward fold, Tadasana. Let the crown of your head hang heavy towards the mat. Back of the hips lifting up and back. Breathe. Feeling that awesome stretch in the backs of your hamstrings. Inhale back to Malasana, so heels in, toes out. This time the right tricep is going to come to the inner right knee and the left fingertips are going to open up towards the ceiling. Breathing. Pressing tricep into knee, knee into tricep. Bring the left hand back down to the mat. All 10 toes face forward, coming into a wide forward fold this time. Coming into Gorilla Pose, Tadasana. We're gonna slip our palms underneath our feet, and we're gonna give our wrists a little bit of a massage with those toes. So depending on your hamstring flexibility, your knees are either gonna be super bent like mine are, my hamstrings are really tight today, or you're gonna straighten into those hamstrings, putting a little compression on the wrist. So nice, such a nice stretch for our wrists and our forearms. And come back to that slow breathing. And then release. You can turn some circles with the wrists. And then we're going to come back down into Malasana. And you're either going to hold your Malasana or you're going to join me in Crow Pose. So, palms planted on the mat. We're going to come up onto our tippy toes and we're going to create that shelf like a little chaturanga with our elbows. So you can either bring your knees up into your armpits and shift forward. My pants are a little slippery. We'll see what happens. If you fall. And then you're going to bring your toes up. Or I think what I'm going to do is hug those knees into my outer arms, gaze beyond the front of the mat, create that cat in the upper body. Pull your belly button back in and up, and then bring those big toes together to touch. Keep hugging the elbows in and hugging the outer knees around the elbows. If you have blocks, sometimes it's nice to bring your feet up onto a block. So rounding in the upper back, core nice and engaged, arms super fired up, and then just like that, knee to elbow, knee to tricep. Gaze forward, don't gaze down. If you look down, you're gonna fall. Lift the backs of those toes. Woo! And when you're ready to come out of it, come back down. All right, sit up nice and straight and tall. And we're gonna take a little breath here. I'm gonna come into a figure four. So I'm gonna bring my right ankle to the front of my left shin. And I'm just gonna sit up nice and straight and tall, creating some opening in that outer right hip. Imagine a string lifting your chest. And if you didn't get Crow Pose, it's okay, it's not a big deal. If you'd like to play with it once class is over, I suggest creating a little crash pad of pillows around you. And that way if you tumble forward, it's not a big deal. All right, we're gonna come into a gentle twist, bringing the left elbow to the right knee, lengthening the chest up towards the ceiling. And then we're gonna switch it out. So coming into that figure four, seated figure four on the left, chest lifting towards the ceiling, shoulder blades relaxing away from the ears. And just breathe. We did a lot in a short amount of time. That was quite the yoga flow. And then lengthen the right leg, hug the left knee with the crook of the right elbow, and gaze towards the left. And then extend that left leg, roll back carefully onto your back, hug your knees into your chest, rock side to side. Take any last postures that you need for your practice here today. And then curl yourself up into a tight, tiny little ball, taking the deepest inhale you've taken yet, and the loudest, longest open mouth exhale as you surrender into your Shavasana. And this is where we're going to part ways. So if you have the gift of time, please enjoy your Shavasana for as long as you can. Allow yourself to be heavy and take up space.